stream. Why? Okay. Hello. How's it going? Hey, Tingwish. Hey. Okay, I gotta see if my thing is popping up. Okay. I need to see. I'm testing some things out here. Is this actually gonna work? Huh. Okay, so I'm not sure what's going on here, but apparently I really want this to actually function. Hey, it should say. Huh. Hi, Nemo. Hi, Aaron. Okay, think I'm going to have to switch this out. Until I can get this working, I'm going to have to use the I'm going to have to use my other means to do things. So that's fine. We still have chat up there. All right. Why am I... Okay. So that's how it'll have to work. Let me see what I was on before. Okay. So we had a poll. Let me make sure that I have the latest version of this and I get that notification off. So our patron poll had a tie between the bare form and reducing kepu to ke. Now, these are both good options. I am going to go ahead and cast my vote to have kepu go to ke. I think that we are going to have enough distinct forms that we're going to have enough like merging of forms from things like this happening that it's not necessarily adding. So dike, and then this would end up being eke. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. All right. Treasure place, job place, and atom place. Aaron, what's the etymology for atom? Is it just a calc? Um, so, um, so let's jump in here. We've got some people in. Let's see how things go. So, we have that decided. We're going to have the ke suffix from kepu. And in addition, we have more of these. So we already had a. In fact, I kind of messed up in my polls. One or two of my polls had a as an option, even though we already had it mapped to something. We have e for the touching or on top of. E, e for under. Phi, phi for on the bottom of or underneath, basically touching the bottom of something from the inside or outside, and bia for inside. And we have one final poll, and make sure this closed 10 minutes ago, and we ended up with p. And this is not the right. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take one of these, copy it. We have P. So what we're going to do, we still have 4 more of these to go. we've done the paradigm for this one. We're going to go through each one of these and make the paradigms. So let me get that started, get that set up. I think what I'm going to do is make one table that is just dummy the suffixes so that I have an easy access to where those suffixes are. So we have under verbs, we want verb agreement, we want oh no, we want from the pronoun. So and der, 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 and ch. And go back to pronouns. Kai and ia. And we go, this is just going to be K. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Jake. How are things going with Jake? And we go to noun classes. I don't know why I still have this. I think we just decided that this would be E. Right? This is going to end up as E. So prepositions. And go back to noun classes. Copy these. And okay, now we're ready to start with this. So this will be my template. And now we will go and start. Yes?
When was the last time you measured me?
What?
When was the last time you measured my height?
A long time ago. Maybe you can go have mommy do it because daddy's streaming right now. My daughter just decided that she wanted to measure her height. Let me see if this is loaded now. Nope, it's not working. Okay. I'm going to have to figure that out on in between streams. I was trying to get one of those nice overlays for chat instead of just putting my second monitor, my vertical monitor on the screen, but it's not working. I've got streamer bots set up, so we actually have something there, but so here we go. Let's go back here. So And we're going to get this here. E. And we just sort of figure out these forms. The reason I'm doing all of these forms on camera is it's useful to have an example for you guys, or lots of examples for you guys, of like how to do this kind of you know, fiddly, like figuring out how things end up working. So yeah, and also yeah, yeah, id, id. So we have epig, eek, epow, e, eab, and ek. Now, all right, so this is what we've got here. So you do any of the ones that have consonants. Ekai, ekai. It's not going to be ekai or ekai. I think it's ekai. So this one we might want to consider. Maybe in the next stage we have the I diphthong simplify. I'm not sure about at this stage, but we can consider that. So where we have these vowels in hiatus, I'm thinking about e e e e e e e e e e. That's not too hard. E e e e e e e e e e e e e. So I'm thinking, what did we do here? Here we just kind of had them merge. I think we'll probably can do the same kind of thing here and say that iya, 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 iya. This one can have like a glide. Iya, 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 and iya. But this one, these ones, I think I'll just let it win. Let the long vowel win here, and we just get e, eek, 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 eek. Yeah. Id, 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 id. Somebody try and talk to me? Let's just email. Id. That's a little bit different. I I I mean, we could do something. I'm just kind of going. These are not regular shifts that I'm doing. What I'm saying is like these prepositions with the inflected forms formed fairly late. And because they are high frequency forms, they ended up with some irregular changes happening. So we end up with these things. I'm just taking it case by case. Ud, 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 ud. This is going really far, so I'm thinking that we might end up with a neutralization. Ud, ud, ud. Um, and then in the dialects that might go all the way to just ud, 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 ud. Yeah, I think that works. I think just neutralize that to schwa in that case. Aid. I did aid and preserved, but aid. Ood. 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 No, actually, I think I'm going to have the U win because it sort of all blends together. Ood. Ood. And ood end up sounding the same because the way the retroflex affects the sound of E. Ood. 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 So, ood. Ood just becomes ood. And then we have, let's see, upug. Upug. Upug is fine. We have uk, upal, uab, uab, uab. I think this one is actually going to neutralize to schwa. Uab, uab. It's sort of bringing it up to reduce the articulatory effort in that case, which didn't really happen with this one. Okay, so that is the one for E. Let's keep on going and do the next one. And since this is like a limited set of words, I can just like take my time on each individual one. Whereas I'm not always going to do that. Like if I make tons of nouns, it's going to be a different story. So oi becomes oi, oi, oi. Yeah. Discord is going to be bothering me if I do not mute it. So, E. So we have, again, a similar situation. We can just kind of say, like nothing happens when you have a consonant, for now. So, uti, uti, uti. This is gonna be so hard to pronounce this language. Iti. The things will be changed. Things will change when we get to the dialects. Chief. Chief. Ukai. Uya. 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 So there's two things we could do here. We could do like we did here and have an the e goes uya 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 uya, or we can just say uya uya uya. I think uya. I think for now we'll kind of have a general idea that, and we've done it here too, that this I, and this can give us inspiration for sound changes that down the line as the dialects diverged. Maybe this kind of started irregularly in the prepositions, but got transported into other verbs, right? Other words. So, uisi, 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 uisi is going to be fine. Uy, uy. I think we can leave that one. Uy. Uyd. I think we can actually leave some of these. Uyd. Uyik. But this uy, 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 that one gets neutralized. So it's just uy, uy. And then uyab, uyab, uyab. 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 Uya. Uyab. Uya. So, and uyke. Okay. So, that's that one down. Again, it's this is not, we're not doing systematic changes here. This is kind of vibes here. Now, what are we going to do? Let's see, phi. So, phi. Phi 2, phi 2, phi kai, phi kai, fire, 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 fire. Now, do we need the in here? Fire, 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 or fire? I think we'll be consistent here. Fire. Fire, 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 fire. Just let's go with fire. Feithe, feithe, fired, fired. We can keep that one around. Feipug, feik, 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 fake, fake. I think we just lose this I and fake. We get fake and faipow and fai, fai, fayab. Yeah, fayab. Fike. Fire, 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 fire. I think what happens here is that the rounding from this gets preserved, but this one gets deleted, so you get fire, fire. And then later on, we could have some interesting things, have some rounding happen here to even further obscure. Um, what's going on? And we could end up with something like feu, feu, or something like that. But for now, it's fine. Okay. I don't know if you guys hear that, but someone is very opinionated about what they want to watch. And let's see. We've got this Bia. This is going to be very interesting. Bia, and this is. Oh, did I even label what this means? This is. And this one, Bia, is Bia. This is a very different shape than what I've been working with. Now let's go through these. Beatu is fine. Beatu is fine. They might end up because of the way that things like look here. They may end up simplifying this diphthong in this context to beatu, beatu. But for now, this one is interesting. So for this one, we have a couple of different ideas of how this could work. So we could have it happen just the same as we did. Bia. We could have haplology happen, and you just delete this, and it just becomes Bia. We could have like Bia. This could merge, and we could get a long Bia. So we'd have a distinction between Bia and Bia. Actually thinking about that. Like, because, so, Bia. If you think about people started saying Bia, one of these two could be like a result of that. Either they Bia, they just start saying Bia, or they do want to keep the distinction and they just start saying Bia, like they remove the intermediate schwa to reduce the effort, right? So I'm thinking Bia. I don't like Bia. Bia or Bia. let's ask you guys. Can we? Can I do this? Okay, I think I actually to make a poll. Huh, can I? If I go into the YouTube, can I make a poll? No, I think I need to actually go into the YouTube chat itself and do that. So um, I'm gonna do a poll. Um, what is the second person plural of Bia? 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 Um, so that would be deleting this E. I think this eval is strong, so probably not going to go with Bia. Um, why is this not updating? Okay. I'm gonna pop out chat. I don't know why, but like my streamer bot thing is just suddenly not updating. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's. Okay, let's get the poll started. What is the second person plural of Bia? Is it going to be just Bia? Or are we going to do the long vowel? It's just a question of, do you want a merger there, or do you want to like, okay, how do I close that? Close that. Okay, start the poll. And I will keep an eye on that. Let's do live chat. Bia. Yeah, we could have done Bia. Let's see what comes out of the ones that we already had. Meanwhile, Beatha is another one that's like, maybe we will have this context just always simplify the diphthong. Beard. Beard. Let me get back into my thing here. Oh, goodness. Okay. Okay, I think I can safely end the poll right there. And people are very, very much into Bia. We could have Bia, but I think Bia, 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 Bia. Bia, 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 Bia. I think here we also get the same simplification, but we have Bia. So what? So here's the thing. We had sort of different sources going on here. Here we had I in the first place, and I just deleted the I. Here we had Bia, Bia, Bia. And so we can say like that schwa as an intermediary, as people started saying it faster, sort of preserved the identity of the I vowel, so that this simplified, and we had Bia, 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 and Bia, Bia. Um, beard, 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 beard probably is another one that happened that way. Beard. That so our I going to ah and aw. Is that ah aw our? So oh our ah and aya ah aw. Aya goes to aw. Oh, that's goodness. We have in southern U.S. dialects we have so I becomes ah and nah yeah we have a similar thing but it's there it's not with the that sequence it's we have I I goes to ah and ow ow goes to I think it's ah like nah nah it could be a little further back than that. Like this could be the ah, and this could be like the ah ah. It's kind of iffy which way it is, but we have I becomes ah, and ow becomes ah. Nah. Um, where are you going? Nah. Um, yeah. So yeah. So you're talking about a change that happened in our list dialects, right? Beak. So this is a different situation because we have the same vowel over here and beak. So if we have this sort of situation happen here, it's probably going to end up just reducing to one syllable as the two E's blend together. So we end up with just beak, beak, right? These ones we'll leave alone for now. Be a pug and be a paw. Um, be a ke, be a be a Okay, so this one, I think what happens is, as you said, be a 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 be a. What happens is this actually merges with this and makes a long ah sound. Biab, 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 biab. We can end up with the stress. Um, biab. Okay, so that one ended up being very different. We didn't end up with any neutralizations. Um, it's it's all distinct, and we have these very interesting, like weird situations going on. So biab, right? And biud, biud. Some slightly more regular, but still has some irregularities in how things blended together. Let's do the next one. And this is the last one. Poo. This is going to be kind of interesting. So poo, which means to, toward, into. Okay? And pretty, pretty, purchase, perkai, puya, puya. So this is another one that's just going to end up with the puya, right? Pussy, pussy, poo, poo, pooed, poopug, pook, poopaw, poo, pooab, pooab, pooke. In this instance, I'm going case by case. So, yeah, so when I do, like affixes, sometimes I will, like, sit the affix in and, like, attach the affix early and just apply all the sound changes. Um, in this case, we said that these happen late. These happen after all the other sound changes have happened. Is when these attach. And I'm just going, just vibing here, like deciding what happens in these instances. And we've come up with some things that are kind of regular, right? So we can look at this like and say, okay, maybe this starts in these prepositions, this ia to ya change, and maybe later in some dialects that spreads to other sounds, and we can actually make it a formal sound change. But generally, I'm just like going through this and like just deciding what happens. Um, we have a few mergers going on here, and that's okay to have. That's fine to have. I think that there may be cases where dialects find ways to resolve this, like the class 4 singular and the class 1 plural being the same. Maybe they end up like adding another affix that fixes that. Like they could grab the full pronoun here, right? Um, uh, and stick it on, right? That's something we could think about later. All right. So, that is these. So let's jump back down to my prepositions and get back to this one. We haven't figured out everything for this. So putu, puchuf, not gonna change. Pukai, puya. So we've got puya, pussy, puya, 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 puya. I think this actually, in this case, I think this puya, puya. So, do we have a similar situation in another one? So this merged, but that's because this is high vowels before. This is the first time we have a mid vowel, high vowel. And I think what happens is this merges into a diphthong, pu, pu, pu. And this merges into a diphthong, pu, 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 and pu. As those end up sounding very similar, so maybe they merge too. Pu, pu. I don't know. Control Z. I don't know. I'm iffy on that. And maybe I'll ask you guys that one. Do the class 1 plural and class 4 singular of pu merge. And we'll start the poll. So this would fit a pattern of this merger happening in other cases, but it's merging in a completely different way, right? Let's just see what people say, and and this the fact that many different prepositions are having this merger happen makes me think that I can do something in the dialects where they find different ways to resolve it. Night dialect will preserve that maybe, and then the twilight dialects will come up with two different ways to handle it, and maybe the day dialect adopts one of them, or it could make its own. We'll see. Kind of like English lost the distinction between second person singular and plural. I was going to say pronouns, but actually in verb inflection too. And different English dialects just like jumped on disambiguating it in different ways. Then again, it's kind of a small, it may be, oh gosh, it's almost unanimous. Okay. Everybody wants to merge these, so we'll merge them. So there we go. And that is all of I love people are just talking about dialects. In the chat. That's wonderful. entertaining yourselves while I'm just like working on paradigms. So we've had this merger happen. One uh one, two, uh, it's just happened twice. Maybe did I? Okay. Maybe I'll just let it happen here too. And we have three different prepositions that merge those two. Loving the talk about English dialects in the chat. I'll have to read through here. People talking about. Okay. My own accent is North Central West Virginia, which, to be clear, West Virginia is quite diverse because it lies, like, if you look at dialect maps of the United States, there's a line between southern and Midland that goes straight through West Virginia. And of course, that means that really it's like crossover. You have some southern features and some Midland features, right? So there are people in West Virginia that have both caught merger and pin merger. Um, yeah, but I am from West Virginia. My dialect is somewhat standardized from like my mother and some of my like extended family because of education. West Virginia is the really mountainy part of the Appalachians. I think it's the only state that is entirely within the Appalachian mountain range. Others have either coastal area or plains area as part of it. Um, yeah, so it's entirely it has the. Now I don't live in West Virginia anymore. I live in Wisconsin now. And I remember, so West Virginia is all mountains, right? Small mountains, to be sure, because they're very old mountains that were uplifted when uh, North America was up against Europe and Africa, right? It's the same. I believe it is. I'd have to look this up, but I thought it was. Is it the same range as the Alps? I don't know. Yeah. But um, yeah, but they're all mountains. I flew out to Wisconsin, which is not the flattest part of the U.S. It's not it it's a little bit of variation, but it was pretty well flattened by glaciers. And I just remember flying in. I flew directly into Madison and looked down. I'm like, this place is so very flat. That literally were the words that came into my head. uh, I thought I turned off my notifications. Why are you pumping up toasts on me? So, now I'm struggling. So we've got four more of these prepositions to figure out. Do you guys want to like go through one by one and do these on stream? Um, or do we want to do... I've been doing quite a lot of the like Blue Sky Discord polls. I think I'll let you guys choose some forms for these, and maybe however many we get through, uh, we will handle on this. So let me generate some forms. Um, let's generate like 10 or 11, and I'm gonna copy this, and this is a trick that I realized I could do, is I am going to get rid of any multisyllabic roots and also just the single vowel root, and only generate these kinds. Ooh. Let's see what happens with these in the sound change plier. So, okay, let's go. Jill, Jill, Tim, Tim. Okay. We already have a phi. Puk, gi. I think we have gi meaning something else. Die. Jib. Okay, let's let me see which forms do I want to include in a poll. Um, so I'm not gonna throw all of these in. No, I need the result forms. Hold on. So let's create. What is our form for? And we'll go with this. Let's just go top to bottom. Let's start with the facing. And I'm going to put in pack, pack, ch, jill, 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 chim, and die. Allow you to select multiple options. Yeah, why is that not updating anymore? No, we want... So we want this to be a ranking poll. Random order. And we'll give you 5 minutes on this. So today And at 9:10. Um, Tony, I have not because I am going to do I'm gonna do the mutations when the yeah, well, there's going to be a lot of Brits because this is very early for Americans. That's just how it shook out. Um, there might be some more Americans that show up later. Um, okay. But you know, this is the time that I was able to stream because of the way that my schedule and my family's schedule works, and it works out for some people. It works out for some of you guys in Europe pretty well. Let me keep an eye on these results. We'll be, you got 2 minutes. Get them in, and I will go ahead and get a paradigm ready for when we decide that one. Yeah. Yeah, Nemo, it's you know, it's good to have it. Jake, what time is it where you are? You're in the UK, so LHAB is at like 3:30. Um, yeah. What is that time? I got time to look that up. Is 3:30 p.m. Eastern time to UTC is 8 p.m. 8:30 p.m. That's not bad. I mean, you do go for an hour and a half, so you're getting done by 10 p.m. That's fine. That's enough time to go get yourself to bed. Um, yeah. Yeah, a late night. So I had considered doing a late night stream, but the issue is I have young children who still need a lot of help getting ready for bed. And it's a little bit unpredictable exactly when I will be done with everything and able to get hop on and stream. Plus, it's kind of I don't want to be loud while the baby is trying to sleep in that room over there. So it's if I could have a streaming setup where I'm in a box in a booth with where sound is isolated, then it would be a little bit more tenable for me to stream late at night. I'll usually finish at 11. Okay. I mean, you know, depends on how you are with like times and stuff. I want to know why my circle looks the way it does. But anyway, that's something that I don't need to be doing right now. Let's check on our results. Let me show you the results. And we've got Die. 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 So this is probably actually going to become like a retroflex freaking J in some dialect or another. Um, so let's paste that in, and well, I'll also put it in here so I have a record over here. Is this going to look right when I put it in? No. No, why are we doing that? Um, okay, so this is facing, and we could probably make this mean across from. And we'll get this. Before I do that, though, I'm going to go ahead and set up the next pole. So here's how I do this. Duplicate it. Take out the one that won. We go back here. I've got my list here. And do I have... I do not have... What else do we have? So Pak is in there. Phi, I'm not going to even use because we already have another preposition as phi. Do, gi, jib. Okay. I'm going to put in jib. And we will set this one for 9. Let's go 9:22. Give you a full 10 minutes. And what is the meaning here? It's through. And we will create a poll, share it. And I'll be watching the results over here while this happens. So, die. And very similar, since we're ending in a vowel, we're just not gonna worry about what happens for consonants. Die. Kai, JC, J. Okay. Pug, Jade, Jake. So, JK, Jab. So this pattern okay, so this pattern is kind of similar to this one. And it looks like so J this merging into a diphthong A D. Okay, that actually is nice. And then what happened here? Fake, Diake, yeah, that works. Yeah, that one went pretty easy. What happened with Fayab? Yeah, Diayab. Yeah. that actually ends up being pretty straightforward because we had a very similar case up here. So we can kind of make it happen the same way. Yeah. So the word initial stop geminates, it's just longer. So we have one in the running here that's stem becomes chim, chim, chim. So it's so like this is one thing that my geminates, those initial geminates will get resolved when we split into dialects because it is a little difficult for a lot of people to pronounce. I think I will probably neutralize it, but like it will be neutralized probably after the initial mutation for lenition happens, so that you end up with some things that don't end up converting to fricatives. So we have but how you pronounce a word initial geminate, just like any other geminate, you just hold it for longer. So instead of tim, you say tim, tim. It helps if you have a vowel before it. So if we had like an article that's and we have a tim versus a tim, right? So, and let's see. Okay, I gave a long time on that, thinking this would take a while, but it's not actually taking that long. So get your last minute votes in. It's close. There's a tie between two of them. I may resolve it with dice. I may resolve it with a runoff. We'll see. Does anyone struggle to differentiate between T and D? Not me. Are you talking about the da and da and da, the not aspirated? Aaron, that actually is something that will give English speakers difficulty. Yeah, Aaron, that's so. This is one of my big bugbears. In linguistics classes, they will tell you that English has a voicing distinction, that you have T and D. And then you have rules that cause aspiration. That's not accurate. It's not wholly accurate, but it would be better to consider English as having the aspiration distinction t and da. There's a lot of evidence for that. For one thing, intro linguistics classes will say that like the T is aspirated at the beginning of a stressed syllable, but it's actually aspirated a lot of the time. The only times it's not aspirated are in codas. In codas, sometimes it's aspirated, but in other times, so we have spot, it can be realized with spot with an aspirated T, or it can be realized with a glottalized T. A lot of spot. What? Nope. Spot. What? No. Here. Spot. Right? And this is the thing, is we call it fortis lenis. Now, that's kind of, it's language specific how you define fortis lenis, but for English, what it is this, whatever you call this T thing, we'll just call it, put capital T here. What it is it has some glottal feature on it. And sometimes that's realized as aspiration, which is spreading the glottis. Sometimes that's realized as glottalization, which is contracting the glottis. Meanwhile, the other one, the D, it can be voiced, but it is often not voiced. I tend to have fully voiced Ds, but a lot of English dialects do not. A fully voiced stops, Lennis stops, but not all English speakers have it, except like intervocalically, they'll usually be voiced, right? Yeah. And then you have, so the biggest thing that people might bring up is, we have stop. Well, we have spot here, right? Where this is not aspirated. But the thing is, what we have, so we have, let's go with stop here. Well, let's go with stone, just so that we don't have distraction here. So we have stone, right? But the thing is, actually, it's not just like this. We don't allow stone. Sure. Yeah, we don't have stone. We also do not allow the voiced stone. Stone, right? That's not a thing. It's stone, right? So the thing is, the distinction is just neutralized in here. So there's different ways you could analyze that. Is it the fortis and then it lost its glottal articulation? Is the glottal articulation shared between these two? Because the S actually has a spread glottis feature to it. Or is it actually the Lennis version? It depends on how you would analyze it. The spelling tells us one thing, but the spelling could be wrong in how people realize it. Mm-hmm. There's a restaurant here in the States that sells pizza by the slice. It's called that. But people do not pronounce Sparrow. It's really hard to say that even. They put in empathetic schwa, Sabaro, or they make this into like a Z and Zbaro, but they don't say Sparrow. You can't. It's really difficult to fully voice that B. Or they just say Sparrow with a voiceless. Yeah, I mean, some of this, like, it's hard to be a definitive because there may be actually different systems. Okay, let's jump back in. Our poll is finished, and we have a tie. How do we resolve this tie? I think I haven't rolled any dice today, so I'm going to go roll some dice. I'm just going to roll a d6. 1 to 3 is ch, and 3 to 6 is jib. So let's turn on the dice cam. So 1 to 3 is chi. Oh, goodness. This is going to be an interesting one. This is going to be. Let's get out. Take out all my English explanation. Adjectives. So this is one of the things I'm going to say about. I am considering having adjectives in one in a tongues and runes language. It may be in the celestial family that I introduce adjectives. When I'm thinking of my laryngeal system, I'm never going to have a I'm never going to have a three-way t duh, you know, the voiced, the plain aspirated and voiced thing, because that so many people will have difficulty. As long as you choose between either this or the aspirated and plain version, you're pretty safe. People will just apply their own laryngeal distinction to it and come up with the distinction. But if you do a three-way, what happens is people who don't have that three-way distinction, which is it is a pretty rare configuration, they will, depending on the language, English speakers will tend to actually group the plain and the voice together. Some other speakers will do the aspirated and the plain together if they have a true voicing distinction. And it's just kind of a mess for people trying to learn. However, if you have an adjective, because adjectives are very distinct, you have the they're pretty easy to perceive, and they're usually outside of people's laryngeal system. So if I do a three-way system, it's probably going to include either adjectives or maybe implosives, rather than doing this three-way system, which is going to be difficult for speakers of many languages. Yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh, Hindi. T, da, da, da. And that's also, I understand, is there's an innovation involved in that, because Proto-Indo-European had a three-way distinction, and somehow Indic languages ended up with this four-way distinction. I don't know how that I don't know enough about Indo-Aryan to know how that happened. But it's kind of a wild system that I'm probably not going to touch in any tongues and runes language, because I want a wide variety of people to be able to pronounce this. I'm pushing it a little bit with including the th, which maybe only one of my dialects will preserve th. Because I just don't. It feels like you're too into English to have th all the time. Okay, so let's get this set up. Meanwhile, I think we may have time to do this one and another one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to this. Let me set up one more poll while we are working on this. Let's make sure that we have this in Inkscape so that I know what I'm doing. And This is going to look ugly, but it's fine. I'll fix it later. Um, uh, ch, 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 ch. Okay. And then out of. So the next one is for out of. Duplicate. Out of. Out of. This is how I do the polls that I post on Blue Sky too. So we have this one, and okay, I guess we'll go ahead and include this. Do. It's probably the last one to do, and then show advance. Set this to 941. Make the poll. And share this. Clicks. So I think where do clicks come from, Jake, by the way? I think I have heard that they can come from prenasalized consonants, but I don't know. There may be other roots. Okay, so this is going to be wild. So this ends in a consonant, but it's not any normal consonant. This is the H consonant. Oh my gosh. Whoever voted with this knew what they were doing. Okay. How late do my changes with H's come? Let me look at my Lexergy, because I may actually decide that some of the changes. So glottal gemination happens very late. So we could. So I think I'm actually going to do some sound changes on this one and see how that shakes out if I do just these last few changes. So and we'll start with glottal gemination and hit apply. Okay, so yeah. So I think I like that. So I'll just like plug those into the chart. So what I'm saying here is the glottal gemination actually happened after okay. This didn't change. This didn't change. So I'll just keep that the same. And this one didn't change. This one didn't change. This one didn't change. This one did change. This one did not. Okay. Chuch, 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 chutti, 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 chuch, chikai, chick, chick, chikai, chi, chia, 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 chia. Chia, chia. Okay, so I would say I do have a sound change that happened here. Did I? Did I have a sound change before this? So this happened earlier. We can say that this devoicing here actually is still active in a way. So one thing we can do is chi, chi, chi. I think I'm going to delete this before fricatives. Chis, chis, chis. Excuse me. And then here where we have a vowel, chia, chia, chia. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. When it comes before a vowel, first thing happened was the vowel gets devoiced. And the H disappears and the vowel gets devoiced, right? And how do I do devoicing in my thing? Huh? It's I didn't even do it. Hold on. Huh? Oh, it's like this. It's I just need to copy paste it. Let me do the. So I'm gonna write an I, and I'm going to add the voiceless modifier. That's just how it turns out. And same here, but with I. Can I just get the voiceless modifier? And when I paste it in there, is it going to make... Ah, no, that's not going to work. I need to actually type it all out. Okay. This is about to make sense. Hold on a second. This here. Unfortunately, my voiceless marking is going to be funny because of the way fonts work here. Can I change the font? Let's, can I change my style? How do I change my styles? So let's modify this. You know, let's see if I can change the Noto Sans. Oh gosh, that still not working right. So why is it fine here but not there? Oh. Oh, because it replaced. Yeah, okay. There we go. So, that happened. And then we have another thing that happened when there's a vowel. So instead of ch, 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 it's chia, chia, chia. So, which I don't think this is like unique, not happening in other places of the language yet. Ch, so this, and I need to make sure that I get the actual. It looks like when I use that, it's actually replacing it with the character that's already combined, which is nice because it doesn't end up with weird spacing issues happening. Yeah, so. And so we have created a new affricate that just occurs in this preposition. Okay, so yes, marginal phoneme possibly will become a full phoneme in some dialects, right? But, you know, every change has to start somewhere. This one's starting in this one very strange preposition. Chikke. I love chikke. Chikke. We need to keep chikke in there somewhere, somehow. Let's check on our last poll. Yeah, that took me a while. Oh gosh, people. Okay, another roll. Let's do another roll. So 1 to 3 is puck, and 4 to 6 is D. So let's switch to the dice cam. How many people are on? Okay. 2. So we got puck. Puck. Yeah, though in English did not arise from internal stuff, it came from something external. I think I will keep these in here and do like one more like social media poll. So puck, and put this in here. This is the last. So this what does ch even mean? Let me find out what ch even means. This is through, and this is out of. Ch, ch is a good one for through, actually. Sounds nice. Okay, let's get our last paradigm done. And then I'm thinking that I need to figure out next time we probably want to do a little bit of constructions. I might want to be working on how passives work. Duckiga doesn't have any passive, but I think in this one we will have one. We'll have to check. But I need to figure out a patron poll too. I'll have to be thinking on that. So this one ends in a consonant. So we're going to be kind of reversed from what we were doing before. So puck, to, pucktu, puckchu, puckya, puckai, puckthi, puckthi, pucky, puckpug, pakud, pakud, pakik, paki, pakpao, pakab, pakke, pakke. Okay, we got a geminate here. This means that we could end up with some weird analogy stuff going on. Ich versus ich. Is there lore for Christmas elves in D&D? In somebody's campaign, there's Christmas elves. I would say that if you want to do Christmas elves, they will not actually be the elf race, but they would probably be like a gnome. Okay, so I am just thinking there's just one thing I would think I would want to do here. And I'm just going to ask up or down whether we do it or not. So what I would say is, what here our two options are. For anything that has a consonant here, we could have we could leave it alone, or we could have an irregular gemination change, and we have geminates occur. So just in the paradigm of puck, right? So let's do just a straight up or down vote. Do the K plosive. Yeah, gnomes or halflings, depending on whether you want to make them like gnomes. I think I would go with gnomes because gnomes are inherently magical in a way that halflings are not. And you could play with the fact that D&D, like default gnomes, you could make a variant of them, or you could go with like the default ones having illusion spells available, because that would be useful for Christmas elves, right? To hide themselves. Form geminates. There we go. Straight up or down. You prefer it to be so. This for a yes answer would be this, and then a no answer would be just leave it alone. So, and that will conclude our stream. once we get the answer to that. And this is just like in this base stage. I may decide that it does happen later as we get into dialects, but maybe it would happen in some dialects and not others. Or maybe it would happen differently in different dialects. So you would have some dialects go with patte, patte, and some languages, some of them go with pakke, right? So let's see. But if we do it at this stage, then we're going to have to deal with oh gosh, it's 50-50. Okay, we have one more vote. You can tie it up or you can decide it. One more vote out. I'm going to give you another minute to decide. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh! Upset. How did we get 11 votes? Okay, I'm gonna. I said I'd give you another minute. I'll just and that minute is up. So I'm gonna say end of poll. We're not doing that. So what will happen is I will figure out how these resolve when we divide into dialects. We still have a little bit to go because like we did the agreement, we did the TAM morphology for verbs. We need to figure out um I think I wasn't going to do too much construction work here, but I think we do need to make some decisions on like the base comparative construction and the passive construction if we do a passive, um, and uh, maybe we can save. Oh gosh, I didn't even show you guys. Okay, uh, go switch back to monitor. So we have this. We're just leaving this as is now. Um, I promise you, I did not vote in the poll. All right, but um, so we have some work on how constructions work on syntactic constructions. I think we're going to do. Um, we're gonna next time probably do some work on valency changing and get like the comparative construction together. I don't know if I'm going to do complex sentences and clauses at this stage or I'm going to wait and say, okay, there's going to be different variants in different dialects that develop. Um, I will think about that when we get there. But we are coming up on the end of this stage. Um, I think once I have morphology all nailed down, I can go ahead and split the dialects. But I think a little bit of syntax works might be useful going forward in order to like decide if things grammaticalize in different ways or whatever. Okay, so yeah, next week let's do some valency stuff next week, and I will um, take a look at my options and maybe make a poll about valency stuff. Happy conlanging, and thank you for watching, and happy conlanging.